Hi, Brendan here. Welcome back to the channel and thanks for watching. Really good to see you here. And in this video, I just want to take a bit of time to talk about watch collecting overall. Maybe it might be a bit of a rant, but I want to start with being clear on watch collecting, and watches are for everybody. I know I talk a lot about Rolex, and I'm coming to you today wearing my 39mm Royal Oak chronograph. Absolutely love this piece, my first ever AP that I added to my collection. And look, I get that they're expensive watches, but if you look back at my first watch video, it was about affordable watches under $1,000. Some great pieces there that I own. And actually, you don't need to be spending crazy money to enjoy watches. It is not about who's got the most expensive watch. That is not the game that we're playing here. In fact, actually, really, watches for me have been a fascination, a strange obsession since I was a child. I'm sure you may be the same, or maybe you found it later, but it is absolutely irrelevant what you spend on a watch. Whether you love Rolex, you love AP, you're fortunate to have the resources to get those pieces, or whether you are fascinated with microbrands, fascinated with independence, or you might be a Seiko collector or a G-Shock collector or anything in between. For me, there's room for all pieces. And my journey, I started with, well, my first proper watch was actually a Seiko Kinetic watch that my mum and dad bought me for my 18th birthday. I'll try and put some overlay video on this, or an image of the watch. I still got it. I had it serviced recently. I think the service cost more than the watch probably cost a long time ago. And that watch started it all for me. It was a two-tone Seiko Kinetic with a blue dial. And then I bought other pieces gradually. And then my first major, if you like, Swiss luxury watch was an Omega Aquaterra that I bought from Watchfinder pre-owned with a beautiful cream dial. I wish I still had the piece. I've actually looked on Chrono24 to sort of re-buy it, but I actually think it's a bit too big for me now. It was a 43mm piece, but it had a smooth bezel and it actually wore a bit more slimline than quite a lot of the new Omegas do. And then I went Breitling, and then I went to Rolex Deep Sea. But all the time underneath that, I was also interested in other Seiko watches, Tissot's, and so on and so forth. And I've bought Hamilton watches, Tissot PRX watches. I've bought Dan Henry, Baltic, lots and lots of microbrand watches. I love them, absolutely love them all. I do not think you need to be spending super crazy cash on these things. Probably you shouldn't, and the same for me on that. But once you get bitten by the bug, you definitely feel it, and there's that pull, and you keep studying these things, and the beauty of them, the craftsmanship, the stories of them definitely drags you along, doesn't it? Certainly does for me anyway. So I do think when you watch videos, as I do, I watch collectors that have got FP Journes and vintage Daytonas and crazy pieces, Pateks and all that kind of stuff that I'll probably never ever own. You do that and you appreciate it, but you also need to kind of stay in your own lane and think about where are you going, and not lose perspective on actually they're just watches, these things, right? They're literally just watches. They're not going to radically change my life. I've still got a family to feed. I've still got things to do, and so on and so forth. But that's okay. We can escape a little bit in watches, for sure. So for me, my aspirations from a collecting perspective, I definitely want to go down the FP Journe route at one point. I haven't been there yet. I'm just looking for the right piece. I do love Patek. I've got a beautiful piece in my collection I'm waiting to review or to show you, and I'm sure I'll do that soon. I love Royal Oaks and APs. I love Rolex, and my tastes have definitely changed more over the years in those pieces. I've come down in size and gone older and further back into vintage. I have an appreciation of Cartier more than I ever have before. But I just love watches. So yeah, it's a bit of a random rant today, I suppose. Stay in your lane, stick to what you love, appreciate everybody's pieces and collections and so on and so forth, but it's not always for you. And it definitely, I think sometimes you can fall into that trap of, unless I've got a Daytona, I'm not worthy, or I'm not up there, whatever it may be. It's absolute BS. You know, I know people with lots and lots of money that don't spend any of it on watches, or they might have one iconic piece or even a smaller, cheaper piece that's got sentimental value to them. Doesn't make them any less person, does it? So I think we've got to keep things in perspective here with what watch collecting is actually about. Enjoy your watches, appreciate others, and keep the love for this incredible hobby going. I think that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe if you like this stuff. I'll see you on another video really soon, and I appreciate your support, and let's keep collecting.